We're just everybody get in here. Group shot.
Let's go. Let's all just. I thought you were thinking there. I was like,
After this full times, JV.
hey, that's gross.
Loves us all, man.
You mean Jesus?
Oh my God.
Baby, lock them doors.
You must go. Oh, Red! Get your stupid cowboy boots up.
What are we doing?
I would probably sum them up this way. A group that probably didn't pass the college eyeball test, but had every other tangible and intangible characteristic that you look for in good football players and I think good people.
As the year began, emotions were high, expectations were higher, and the excitement among the players was through the roof. Freshman year was the first time anyone got to put on a Roseville High School jersey, a jersey they would wear for the next 4 years.
Growing up, you see all like the huge varsity dudes who look just massive to you. And when you finally put that jersey on, I mean, there's not a better feeling in the world.
For me personally, I couldn't wait to finally be playing like in high school football. I mean, Junior Tigers was, I started in 6th grade, and from there it was just like great experience, really like nice to bond with the guys. And so just coming in after seeing all the games on Friday nights, I was just couldn't wait. I was just so excited to finally be able to come and play for the high school.
It was pretty exciting. I know that I played on the Junior Tigers program, and we were just really excited to come up here and finally play high school ball. And we went like 9-2 junior midget year, and we won a championship that year, and we went 10-0 midget year but lost in playoffs. So we were all excited just to come up here in high school and just see what we could do against all the other big kids.
Taking on those big kids may have seemed like a tough challenge, as no one had played in a high school game before, let alone an entire season. But as long as this group of players could take on the season together, they knew they would be fine, because there's nothing better than playing football with your brothers.
I mean, it's just one of the best things, just being out there with your best friends, your buddies, just getting to, like I said, do what you love, just have a great time on the field and continue to bond like as the years go on and get better as the years go on.
It made football football. To me, football's so fun because of all the friends I have out here. I mean, one thing, it's fun to, ball out with your brothers and everything, but your friends who you've grown up and played with your whole life, they make it special.
After a dominating 9-1 season, the first year of high school football was a massive success. But what was the best part of the season?
Either the Folsom game.
Oh, man, it had to be
The Folsom game, for sure.
beating Folsom, and then as soon as we beat them, Coach Osham gave his quick little speech. It wasn't very long, and I mean, we ran to that locker room. I think everyone was just sprinting as hard as they could, and we got in that locker room and we were throwing helmets and we were jumping up and down, we were chanting, we were screaming, and that's something I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
Being able to go into their stadium and playing against, like, keeping up with them and being able to come out with a win, it was one of the, like, my favorite games of high school probably, or of my life actually. It was awesome.
With freshman year a thing in the past, it was time to move up in the world. JV football. JV year proved to be a grind for the class of 2017, but one that was well worth it, as they finished again at 9-1 at the end of the year. After coming off a dominating freshman year season, the success of JV year was no surprise as expectations were very high coming into the season.
It was a new league, so I didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, I think the SFL was better as far as competition, but we didn't know that yet. So when we set our team goals back in January, when we started working out and everything, we all set our goals to be 10-0. So that was our goal.
We had our expectations set at 10-0, and we really didn't want anything less. Obviously, we ended at 9-1, which was still a huge accomplishment for us in that year. So we had our expectations pretty high.
No team goes 9-1 freshman year and 9-1 JV year without putting in the necessary work to become that dominant. These players worked hard all season, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. That mindset helped them realize that hard work was not only fun, but something that made them special.
We lost a couple guys, and so I think the feeling was different. We had some spots to fill with Jimmy and Jackson going up to varsity. And so, we all knew that was coming, but as far as special, just working out in preseason and everything, we all knew what we wanted to accomplish. And so from then on, even in January, I think we all knew we were going to be a special group.
JV year was we lifted every morning, we ran all summer. It was a lot more time intensive, but I felt like we were a lot better prepared for the season, and that when you work that hard, you kind of can almost expect to do well just because of what we put into it. We got a lot out of it. JV year, I think we truly came together as a team throughout the 6 a.m. workouts with McDowell. Waking up every morning, Monday through Thursday, going into the weight room at 6 o'clock, kind of our first experience in the weight room as a team together, growing together, getting stronger together, getting faster together. I think that was a huge building block for our team's success, and we all kind of bought in at that point and realized what we had was special and that we were going to be special for a long time.
And special they were. For the second straight season, this group of players finished 9-1, and while 10-0 was the goal each year, finishing 18-2 in 20 games overall is nothing to be ashamed of. But due to how fun JV year was for these players, favorite memories of the season range all over.
Aside from just getting up every morning and working out, I'd say the Antelope game was definitely something special. They're a really good team, obviously, and we came out and we put it to them. It took everything we had. We came down to the last minute, but the winning drive, it came down to us right here. So we got it done and we got the W, and that stood out to me that year.
My brother was the lineman coach, and it was really cool to have him coach me because he was really good when he played. It was against Rio Linda, and it was still pretty close. And it was on the 3-yard line, and it's 4th down. We've been trying to run it in, it's just not working, and he just yells "Kill him, Johnny!" And I just destroy the guy in front of me, and we score. Waking up in the morning and just wondering why you're up at 5:15 going to a weight room, but realizing the reward and the everything we got out of that was definitely one of my best memories. Also, facing the toughest loss we did after Consumnes Oaks, going into Antelope the next week and getting that win was probably one of my best memories because we played as a unit, we played as a team, we played with our hearts, and we got probably the most clutch win of our year that game. So that was probably one of my best memories.
At the end of JV, varsity was on the horizon. Time to play on Friday nights. Time to play in front of the packed Tiger Cage of Hanson Field. It was finally time for the 18-2 class of 2017 to play varsity football. However, there was one major difference between this season and the 2 seasons before. There was another class on the team, the class of 2016. They were bigger, they were faster, they were stronger, and they had more experience. But more importantly, they were in charge of the team. So the first year of varsity for this group was a learning year, where they had to learn how to play with other guys and how to play at the varsity level against varsity competition.
So going in JV year, or ending JV year, we were 9-1, and we knew we had a talented senior class ahead of us, and they had potential to be really good. So it was kind of nerve-wracking knowing you had to earn your spots coming up, and the game's so much faster once you get to a higher level, and it's much more physical, and you go against bigger, stronger people. So it's all, you just got to keep adapting on the fly.
First year of varsity was different because like the game was faster and the guys were a lot bigger and more experienced, so it just took like more determination to be better than we were before.
I mean, it was crazy playing under the lights on Friday nights and like in front of the whole Tiger cage, and it was just so much like faster than JV in freshman year, and it was just like a great experience.
There was a couple linemen from like Del Campo, a couple from Chico that were just some very large people. So those guys, wasn't expecting that, but just other than that, people were like normal sized.
First year of varsity meant first year of playing with players other than the class of 2017, which proved to be valuable as the guys learned from the older players and had fun competing alongside of them.
They were a great group of guys. There's a couple problems, not anything too big. For the most part, they were welcoming. Like they were full arms open. Like they were supportive. They loved football just as much. I'd say most of them just as much as we did. But yeah, it was a great experience.
We kind of looked up to them and like let them have their senior year, because we knew it'd be their last year of football. So we kind of just looked up to them, like kind of as leaders and stuff.
Playing with them was super fun. Just on the field Friday nights, just balling out. It was a lot of fun. It's definitely a grind, but just making plays, scoring touchdowns, getting defensive stops. It was a good time.
Coming into the year after 2 seasons of being 18-2, it was completely reasonable to expect to do really well the first year of varsity. However, at the end of the season, the Tigers finished 5-5, which was a culture shock for this group of players. But it did teach them one thing. They really hated losing.
It was kind of a rude awakening. Like, it kind of brought a reality check to us. Like, going 9-1 for 2 years in a row, it's like all of a sudden you go 5-5. It's like, wow, we're not the greatest. Like, we're not all that we think we are. So it really opened up our eyes and like taught us to work harder and that we don't want to be like that again.
Yeah, that was a shocker for us because, like you said, the past few years we were 18-2, so we thought we were gonna. I know like it was gonna be tougher, but we didn't think we were gonna lose 5 games because we played most of the guys and beat them previous years, so we thought we were going to do better. But yeah, it was different because it just gave us like a reality check that we need to work harder in preseason, put in more work in the weight room, come to practice with a better attitude because you play how you practice, so if you practice bad then you play bad. So we just need to ramp everything up.
So even though a 5-5 record was not what this group of players expected, there were still great memories from the first year of varsity football.
My favorite memory from junior year was I broke my wrist. I mean, that wasn't my memory, but my favorite memory was when I had a broken wrist and I was playing with it against Ponderosa in a home game. I got a pick 6 I had a cast protector on. It's like this big brown or black like pad, and somehow caught the ball and ran it back for like 30 yards. That was my favorite memory.
Probably having over 170 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns in our homecoming game against River Valley. That was probably the highlight of my junior year.
After the season was over, 2 things changed. First, the class of 2016 was no longer on the team. Second, the class of 2017 was in charge of the varsity football team. And that's when this group of guys decided simply to burn the boats.
And I thought the senior guys, whether they be captains, leaders, just everybody came to work and kind of kept everybody, I won't say on task, but everybody kind of pointed in the right direction. And I think that made it very enjoyable from January till November.
The year began and everyone was extremely excited, and as the season was in full-fledged, it became clear that this was going to be the best and funnest season yet.
This year was fun because we went 9-1 and it was our year, a senior dominating class, so it was just a good time this year.
This year doesn't compare to any year of football that I've played so far. Just like our work ethic and how close that we bonded and how fastly we bonded with the juniors, and like we just became one close family so quickly.
I mean, it's definitely like a brotherhood. It's a different kind of like fraternity that people from the outside wouldn't be able to see. Like we've spent, I don't know, hundreds of hours practicing since we were like 10 years old, 4th grade, playing football for the first time, and like a handful of us has stuck together this whole time. And I think that helped on the field. It helped us gel. I mean, although Nick was only the quarterback for varsity for 1 year, I knew he had everybody's trust just from the years past playing with him. And we knew everyone had each other's backs, and our team was special this year.
It's been my favorite year of football my whole life. Just playing with everyone I've been playing with since day one, just meeting new faces, just having fun, and just always playing with a smile on my face, I guess, just with my friends and family. It's a big family atmosphere, and we go out there and have fun.
This year was awesome, playing with our group of guys. We had a really good junior class come up under us, and being able to be with our class as the dominant class in the main class, it felt just like freshman year and sophomore year.
While junior year counts in the overall record of this class's high school record, it doesn't count against their record when they are the dominating class on a team. So after going 9-1 this season and 9-1 2 other times, this group of guys' overall record was 27-3, and keeping that success going was very important to all of them.
Well, we wish we got 10-0, but that didn't happen. So the success factor, just keeping it going, maintaining that record throughout high school, just really kind of shows that no matter how long we're gonna play this sport, it's not gonna break us down. We're gonna grind through it.
I knew coming into high school that we had some athletes for sure, because we all played together for a couple years before, but I never expected to be 27-3. Like, I think that's just outstanding of how well we played together, and just all the effort that we put in showed, and it's a great accomplishment.
Well, keeping up that trend, it's our class, how much work we put in the off season, how much work we put in just throughout the year too. We look at each game as one game. We don't look at it, hey, we're looking on 3 weeks ahead to another team. We take it week by week and just do what we do.
Did I think we were going to go 9-1? I mean, I hoped for the best. I really didn't know what we were going to go this year and how we actually stacked up in pads, because we went through the summer. We just did all right in the 7-ons against other teams, and then coming into the season, we came and handled our business pretty well for most of the season. And I'm pleased with what we did this year.
Now, the success of this season gave the Tigers something that Roseville had not seen in a long time: a home football playoff game. While some players got pulled up sophomore year to play in an away playoff game, no one had experienced a home one. Emotions were impossible to control, and evidently, Vacaville was also impossible to control. Roseville's dominating season came to a heartbreaking halt much sooner than anyone had expected.
The playoff experience is completely different than a normal game. The levels are a lot more tense. Everyone's a lot more pumped up and just kind of in our own heads, just trying to keep ourselves calm enough to play, but pumped up enough to go hit someone. And it's just the whole environment's completely different. And yeah.
Playing in the second playoff game I've been in, playoff games are always emotional. They're always hard to prepare for. And this time, because we had it on Friday, not Thursday, it was kind of tough because we didn't go to school that day. We had to wake up and go to a training session, so kind of threw the mojo off a little bit.
It's a whole different atmosphere. The crowd's a lot more loud. Other teams are a lot more hyped up. Your team more hyped up, so there's a lot more emotion going into it too.
That was the second playoff game I had played in, and for our group of guys, it was. It might have been their second playoff game. A couple of those guys got in as well sophomore year. That was always a big-time game. Playoffs are always high stakes and a lot more fun than regular season, to be honest. would have been nice to have kept it close, but that's not what happened, and it was still a great way to end the season on a playoff game. You know.
Weird. It was a weird game, but it was fun because it's playoffs. So I mean, you never get to play a game like playoffs. It was pretty disappointing the way we went out, I guess. I mean, I know we all played our hardest, and I don't know. It's kind of sad, I guess, the way it ended. But I'm happy. We made it this far, and the year we had was great.
This year, I mean, the playoff game. It was we knew we all had to come out with like a different mentality, and I really think we did. I just don't think we responded as well as what we needed to do. I mean, we kind of lost the lead in the beginning, and then we did fight back, and like our team fought back all year. But then they kind of just started to pick it up, and we didn't really have that, I guess.
Sophomore year, I remember I was very small. All the varsity players were humongous compared to me, and at practice they would absolutely drill me. And so I actually wanted to be over back then, but now, this year, we did not want it to end whatsoever. It happened, but things happen.
Even though the season ended much quicker than anyone would have liked, they wrote their page in Roseville history. Since 1980, 3 teams have only gone 9-1 or better, and only 4 teams have hosted a playoff game. So while a playoff loss was definitely disappointing, they are a historically good team.
That's something that, you know, once you find out is really cool. It's something that you definitely think about, and it's pretty important, you know, to our guys and our team that we're recognized in that fashion. But of course, while you're playing, you don't really think about that kind of stuff. It's kind of after the fact, and so now it feels pretty cool.
Well, I mean, when you look at the school's entire, all the history, this is an old school. My parents went here, my dad played here. He was one of those playoff teams. So for me to carry on that tradition, it's amazing.
I mean, it feels good. You're in the history books. You're always going to be remembered for something that you did, so that's a good feeling.
I mean, it feels awesome knowing that like our team's going to go down in like the books of being one of the only like 4 teams in the past like 30-ish years to have a home playoff game, and that we had the opportunity to show like our school how we play in the playoffs.
With the season over, 2 things came to an end. This class playing football at Roseville High School, and an end to playing football with one another. The relationships formed between these players was the reason football here was fun.
Favorite part of playing football at Roseville High School is definitely the comradeship. The team, we're a brothership. We always say, some people probably don't understand that, but we're a team, we're a family, bottom line.
It's just been the relationships with the guys, you know. I mean, for me playing sophomore year at the varsity level, the senior guys taught me a lot that I was able to bring in junior and senior year. And then our class has been just, you know, a really well-rounded class and a really put-together class, and we've had a really good bond and a good brothership, as Chad might say.
I like the atmosphere here. There was choices to go to other schools, but I would rather come here and play with all my friends I've been playing with since I was little. So that was just an awesome time.
Definitely the team bond. It's all about the team, really. Especially, like I said earlier, having grown up with them. And I mean, football is tough. It's not necessarily fun to practice every day for 3 hours, wearing 20 pounds of gear. So it's the teammates that kept me going.
This is a season that this group will remember for the rest of their lives. But what memories are the ones that will stick? What were these players' favorite memory of senior year?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I think just every day, just seeing everyone's faces, always smiling, just hanging out with friends, just playing the game you love.
Favorite memory senior year? Pulling out just a close win against Del Campo. That was a good time. And just seeing everyone get in. Like when we would get up big and having all the kids that work hard at practice, having them go in and make plays, like that was awesome seeing. I really enjoyed that.
Favorite memory, that's tough because been a lot of memories in the last 4 years, but I'd say one that stood out was probably a good memory was Del Campo, beating Del Campo, because I really wanted that game. So not having to go overtime with them was nice.
I would say my favorite memory was probably the Whitney game. Just the way that we came out and we honestly just beat them with like our best players, and that was our best game of the year. And we just showed like the potential that our team actually has, and that was awesome.
On senior night, I scored a touchdown. Jimmy Jaggers gets the fumble. He says, or no, let me start that over. Jimmy Jaggers gets the fumble. I see it, I run over, throw me the ball, he hands it off to me, and I take off. It was awesome, just looking out at the crowd, seeing my parents. It was amazing.
This year, my favorite memory, it was probably beating Cosumnes Oaks. I mean, we hadn't beat them before, and just coming back this year and winning on our homecoming game is probably the most like fulfilling feeling I had this year.
I'd say my favorite memory was beating Cosumnes Oaks by how much we beat them and the way that we beat them. You know, Dom Rucker with his pick six and Toomey with the fumble that you caused and took it back. That was pretty good way to end a homecoming career.
Some of the best years of these players' lives were spent together playing football. And with that now being over, the guys have a message for one another.
I played in 8th grade. It just became a big part of my life. Like, all of my brothers did football. We all had the same number. It's just like, it was a lot of fun. I'll definitely miss it. I'll miss everyone on the team. All of my brothers, it's been an honor to play with you for the past 4 years. It's been a hell of a ride, and I'm glad that we're ending it the way we are, and I hope when we're watching this, we're sitting there looking back on our season and just saying how we were the best team we could be and had a great run.
Best 4 years of my life. Glad I played football with all y'all. Some athletes out there would have never wanted it any other way. I love all y'all. Wish the best of luck to you in the future, and see you soon.
I just want to say to class 2017 and class 2018, thank you guys for making these last 4 years the best 4 years of sports that I've ever had in my life. It's been a ride. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but with you guys, it was all worth it. You guys taught me a lot about football, and you guys helped me build character when we were at our low points, and even at high points, helped me be humble by not boasting a lot. But thank you guys for the great memories, and it's been a great year.
Say one thing about this season, it'd be I love you guys, and I just don't want it to end. It kind of sucks that it has to end, but overall, good year.
These past 4 years playing high school football, past 7 years playing football, has been the best experience of my life. You guys are my brothers, and these are memories that we're going to cherish forever. And I'm just so happy I got the experience to play with you guys. I love you all.
Just got one thing. Love you, boys. Keep doing what you do. Keep working hard throughout whatever we're doing. Love y'all.
All I got to say to my brothers, I love you guys. Thanks for grinding with me these last 4 years through hell. Thank you so much.
I mean, class of 2017, we're something different. I love all you guys. You guys are my brothers. I'm definitely going to miss balling with you guys, but this team and this school, everything will have a special place in my heart for the rest of my lives. I won't forget you guys. And thanks for balling with me all these past years.
I love you guys. I'm glad we got to play together. It's been a great 4 years, and best of luck to you guys in the future.
Keep it plain and simple. I love you guys.
Y'all my dogs. That's it. That's it, dude.
In retrospect, it's thank you, because not just because as a coach you're constantly asking for more and trying to push and get them to achieve beyond what they think they're capable of. And this group did everything that we asked and everything that I asked, and I'm just appreciative of having them be a part of our program. I hope that they'll be good ambassadors, so I guess that's part of the thank you, that they were good ambassadors for our community, for our high school, for our community. People got excited with the success that we had, and hopefully going forward they can be good ambassadors, not just for themselves but for the program and the school, and do good things.